Hello everybody and welcome to this MBL webinar on the subject of clinical negligence costs, key case law and practical issues explored. For those of you who haven't seen one of my sessions before, whether it be a webinar or a Learn Live session or indeed seen me in the flesh, there's a slide here with just a bit of a snapshot of my experience of over 40 years now doing personal injury litigation and a bit of clin neg before moving sideways into legal costs and qualifying as a cost lawyer, and then really after that becoming a partner in a regional law firm, managing 3 offices, joining a top 50 law firm and setting up their teams around the country, and for essentially the last 10 years training lawyers to be more successful and essentially more profitable through legal services, pricing, project management and process improvement. And all those things dovetail very nicely, I suppose, with this particular subject around clin neg. And yes, we do clin neg as practitioners because we want to do the best for our clients. We want to put them in a position that they would have been but for the medical accident, as the old expression goes. But it is a bit of a vocation, but we still are running a business as law firms and we need to be successful and make money. So it all is well and truly linked in that respect. So we've got a lot to cover during this session, and as is my way, I will always try to fit in far more slides than I have time to talk to in this 1-hour webinar session. So there will be a few I flit over, but there's loads of stuff here that you have for detail on all the various subjects we're going to be covering. So I won't be able to talk to everything, but those slides I will be talking about. You don't have to be glued to the screen. If you're multitasking, you can be looking at other stuff and you can be listening to me, is what I'm basically saying. So what will we cover? Well, obviously current costs climate and key challenges. We're going to have a little gallop through hourly rates, have a little look at the fixed recoverable cost regime, the intermediate track and proportionality, retainers and solicitors cost, deep dive into some recent cases, mastering cost management and budgeting, funding, ATE, a bit of everything really at the end of the day. You know, we've had quite a lot on the horizon, I suppose, as we always do in litigation and clin neg specifically. With the personal injury discount rate has obviously moved in January 2025. The clinical negligence claims agreement of 2024, there's been some corrected descriptions there, scope, injury cost payment obligations and conduct implications. And of course the Packard Trucks case that's had an implication in litigation funding generally. That's had very little impact, fortunately, on clin neg, because most clin neg matters are not funded by a litigation funding agreement. And still on the horizon is the fixed cost regime for clin neg cases up to £25,000. So we're going to have a bit of a look through all of that. So let's take a breath and look at the landscape as it has been during 2024 and 2025.